Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the Sangean, model number PR-D4W, an unperformed evening and medium wave band scan. I'll go over features of the radio, I'll do a size comparison, then I'll start cruising the evening band. So let's look at the radio, the PR-D4W. I picked this back up in 2018, and I haven't had it out on a channel since. Now, a lot of new subscribers have joined since then, and they probably have never seen this radio on my channel. So here it is, a glorious radio, especially on the AM band. So let's look at the features. Left-hand side, as you can tell, it's shiny black plastic. We have some jacks. Headphone jack for FM stereo listening. Auxiliary in for hooking up your MP3 players. DC input, 6 volts at 0.4 of an amp. They do include the switching power supply when you buy this radio. Awesome. Going to the front of the radio, you'll notice we have a 3-inch speaker here behind a metal speaker grill. Pretty classy. Again, shiny plastics throughout. I may dust it off once in a while during the video. It's like a dust magnet, fingerprint magnet. That's one of those things, if you like shiny plastics, you gotta deal with that. LCD window, nice and large, showing our clock. It'll also show frequency information, of course, when we turn it on. Of course, power button, sleep function. We have an alert light. A red LED lights up for the weather alerts for NOAA weather. If we have some sirens going off and the NOAA issued a warning, that will light up. We got some buttons. We got a band button with a tuning step. So if we press and hold this while the power's off, it'll show firmware. And then it'll go to the FM setting. So we can set FM to 100 kilohertz steps or 50 kilohertz stepping. And then we can go to AM and change it from 10 kilohertz stepping to 9 kilohertz stepping. So if you're traveling, it's neat, you can be able to do that. So we'll leave that. Next is alarm. Wake to alarm, wake to radio. Or you can wake to both types. Nice. We have a display button. When you're on the radio, it tends to always default back to the clock, and you want to know what frequency you're on, you got to tap this button, display button. And as you can see, we got an amber backlight for our screen. This is bandwidth here. When the radio is on and playing, if you press and hold this, it'll initiate the bandwidth menu. And on FM, you get 100 kilohertz, 50 kilohertz. Excuse me, that's the tuning steps. You get 40 kilohertz, 60 kilohertz, 85 kilohertz, and 110 kilohertz bandwidths. Yeah, a little off tangent there. For AM, you get 6 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz, 2.5, 2.0, and 1 kilohertz. So yeah, we'll be using that tonight. I'll show you how that works. Weather alert, press and hold this. And we enter our alert mode. The first one has a little light bulb symbol. The light will just flash when an alert comes through. Press this again. It switches to an alarm tone, so this will flash and alarm will be going off until you hit a button to hear the transmission. And the final third mode is a flashing red light and showing you its arm too, and then the radio will start playing. That one's the best mode, I think, for me. So we'll go ahead and turn the weather alert off. I don't think we have to worry about bad weather. It's clear skies. Down here we have 5 preset buttons. This radio is set up in bands, so you have FM1, FM2, AM1, AM2, and then you have weather bands. So you have 5 presets per band, giving you a total of 25 presets. Very simple and easy. We have a scan button with a time set feature, and we have up and down tuning. So very simple. All these buttons are hard plastic. I do like that. And these buttons all have like a little curve to them. So a little thinner at the top, a little thicker at the bottom. So when this radio is standing up, it's easy to press the buttons. Right hand side of the radio, we have our volume control, nice analog. Up on top of the radio, we have the 27-inch antenna. Swivels 360, as you can see, you got a little knockout area here, which is good. Portable digital receiver, nice. Let's go switch to the back here. I wish it had a handle. That would be really nice. Okay, I'll flip it over here. Yeah, there we are. Sangean PR-D4W. Got frequency information. Takes 40 batteries. Open that battery door and show you. It's a hinged compartment, which is nice, so the battery door won't get lost. And you can see they got 1 D cell on top and 3 D cells on the bottom. Neat setup. So let's go ahead and we'll do a size comparison here. Go ahead and flip this around. Like I said, handle would be nice for sure. Okay. So first things first, I always bring out CC Pocket. Just for size comparison, it'll fit pretty much where that speaker's at. There you go. It does a little spin. Next we have CC Skywave. I use that as my frequency checker. Won't need to with this radio since it's digital, but there you go. And last but not least, we have a deck of cards. Again, for size comparison. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He can spin it like no one can. He loves Sangeans from China land. He's spinning Iron Man. All right. Yeah, it's so much fun. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Here we can pick up in the evening medium wave band. Now, it utilizes an internal antenna. We're going to show you how that works. Turn it on. We have a signal strength indicator, battery life, band we're on AM1, and kilohertz 520. So it goes right back to the clock. Display go back there. So yeah, there's an internal antenna for the medium wave. The other antenna on the back here I showed you, that's for the FM reception and the NOAA weather alert. The medium wave, it has longer wavelengths. It requires a different type of antenna. So inside this radio, towards the top, horizontally orientated, is a ferrite bar with a coil of wire wrapped around it. That's to receive those longer wavelengths. And then to tune your station in, you actually turn that horizontal edge of that antenna towards the broadcasting station. So I would turn it towards it to get better reception. That's how you tune a medium wave receiver. So there you are. Now, we've been doing that for many, many years, but there's a lot of new people entering the radio market that don't know anything about it. So a little primer every time. So we're going to go through the evening band. And now in the evening, you can pick up stations almost 1,000 miles away. It's amazing. This radio, you'll notice, it has a tuning feature called auto tuning, and it'll actually like go quiet for a second and then gain will come in. So it's trying to find a station and lock in on it. There's a station here. It's barely coming in. We change our bandwidth to just 4 kilohertz, 3, 2.5, 2. And this helps us get some audio from the static. If you're at music, 6 kilohertz. So we'll keep it on 3 right now. But normally this would be Brampton, Ontario. Now I did pick up clear last night, which was nice. So it will do it, no problem. Okay, picking up some music on 540 here. This is a directional tuning, so if I turn it to the north, there's a station broadcasting from Jackson, Wisconsin, WAUK. 70 miles away, 400 watts at night. Let's see if we can pick that up.
Until after I watched Ted Lasso. There you go. That's it. Now I'm even a bigger fan. Yeah, it's good for the soul, it's good for the show, and damn it, it's good for the country. When it comes to delegation, from that standpoint. I'm just putting it out there.
So there you go. See how that tuned in?
5 seconds left to play.
And as I move it away from north
to
the west, it won't pick it up. Now the interesting thing is, it'll also work if you point the radio to the south. It'll still pick up that north station.
I don't think you can have this rating anyway. It's not Justin Tucker. I was going to say, yeah, you have to kick that flight.
So that's how you can pick up a couple different stations, especially at night. You can pick up stations to the west or the east, and or north or south, just by moving at 90 degrees. 45 degrees, you tend to get those stronger stations.
Services are offered through Legacy Tax LLC. Securities offered through First Allied Securities.
K550 KTRS, St. Louis, Missouri. 275 miles, 5,000 watts.
A registered investment advisor.
Since 1974, homeowners in the greater St. Louis area have trusted Permajack more than any other contractor when they're
St. Louis area.
or if they have bowing and buckling walls. But who do you call when you notice water in the basement? Well,
deserves to know the truth about Congress.
All right, 25 now till the top of the hour.
Here's 560 WIND Chicago. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention.
This is getting
Current time. It's been showing the whole time though. So it's 10:36 p.m. We're Central Standard Time, and I'm near Chicago, Illinois, USA. So that's my location, so you get an idea where I'm at and what kind of distances I'm talking about when I do say them.
Argue that this is whether you like it
or not, local
journalistic operation, or they are members of the press in the sense that they're breaking news story.
Usually I pick up 570 Yankton, South Dakota. During the day, this radio is a champ. And if you give this time, it's definitely going to be a champ in the evening. Let's see if the passive loop works in the evening here. So I'm just hearing some voices. I'm going to use a Terk Advantage. This thing's fantastic. It takes no batteries. We just put it perpendicular to the radio's top, where the antenna's at. We're going to see if we can't get some extra gains. I'm going to tune the antenna now. It's passive loop. Try to improve the signal. It's not that great, but get an idea. Auto tuning at night can be kind of a pain. During the day, it's fantastic. Well, that's something new. 600 is usually WMT Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That sounds like almost like a Cuban speaker there. It reminds me of shortwave. Wow, that's interesting. You guys know what that is? Let me know. Spanish, Hispanic on 600. Okay, keep going.
Yep. And the car she's talking about was a sweet minivan, so she might have left that part out.
WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 52 miles to the north, 10,000 watts.
I think this is really good. I'd love for moms and wives to hear what you...
A reminder for you from your friends at WDN. The next time you start getting down on yourself, preach to yourself. Preach scripture to yourself. For example, Ephesians 2, verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus.
Okay, so we're picking up a religious station, KYFI, St. Louis, Missouri.
Things that none should walk in them. Remember that, my friends.
Hispanic music on WMFN, Peatone, Illinois, 75 miles, 1,600 watts at night. Sometimes when I point it this way, I'll get Iowa. Well, that's nice and clear. WSM, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles. I was waiting for a nice clear distance station. That sounds good.
I can fill this empty space.
Trying to pick up New York here. Doesn't sound like I'm hearing much. Sometimes if you wait like a half hour later, it's much better. Just a rough evening for some of the stations. Okay, keep going.
Of viewing it any other way. Some of them were ticky-tack. Some of them were cruel.
Here's 670, the score, WCR, Chicago, local.
The Bears made more than their share of mistakes along.
Let me try something here. Tune back, tune forward. So we're just picking up a hint of CKGM 690 Montreal, Quebec, 763 miles. Just a hint of it. Yeah, so the auto tuning seems to work once when you tune to that station, then it stops. If you want to initiate it again, tune back, tune forward, or yeah, forward and back.
You can tell me.
Things are moving at school. It's been a good year. It's been hectic. I have, our school. I don't know if
Here's 700 WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
7 years ago, the school I teach at was like kind of on the verge of.
Just picking up a hint of 710, barely can make it out.
But the fact of the matter is now we're 3-6, and it's not looking good, folks. It's just not looking good.
Here's 720 WGN Chicago, and you can see the signal strength going down and up. That's that auto tuning doing its search.
Efficiency, I keep talking about it.
We're losing a little selectivity. The 720 is very strong. A little bit of bleed over here. There's 740 Zoomer radios, CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
Musical's favorite soundtrack would be the score from Hero.
From Hugo?
Here's WSB, Atlanta, Georgia.
Hero, okay.
630 miles.
That Jet Li flick that he did. And,
of death and despair. What he finds is that it really is lack of social capital, right? It's lack of turf. It's lack of community institutions.
Here's 760 WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles.
The free market, because the free market has been an American way of life.
Okay, this is WABC, New York, New York, 750 miles. I can tell you for right now, I had this radio going the other night, and all these stations were booming in, so must just be a rough night for reception. Bring it back forward.
That cartel is called OPEC, and they made a decision yesterday that they were not going to increase beyond what they were already planning.
Partly my fault for not using the auto scanning or auto tuning properly. Point the radio to the location first, then tune the station. That works.
NFL, it's exciting to see, and you got a good.
Here's 780 WBBM Chicago.
When to hand it off and when to keep it with Dave Montgomery. I will say this, thinking about it.
A lot to buy with Pastor Paul Smith and a message called Worship. Part of the larger series, The 10 Greatest Struggles of Your Life. We're going to get back to this message from Colossians chapter 1 in just a moment. I hope you will stay with us. Well, the 10 greatest struggles of our lives are actually found in...
Okay, this is interesting too. I don't remember 800 from CKLW being Christian radio. So if it's different, I'll put a little pop-up here.
And one of the things that we're reminded is that God knows us better than we know ourselves.
Interesting.
Out of the leg of Santos at the end, or early from the offense on the road against the Steelers. Bears fall in this one 29-27 to Pittsburgh. We'll continue with more of our post-game show from Pittsburgh. First, let's give our local stations a chance for a message. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Football season is heating up, but is your furnace ready to tackle another cold?
Okay, this is WGY. This is Albany, New York, 740 miles.
Your team is counting on you. Time for a new furnace? Get a brand new one for just $68 a month.
Visit DFWRanchSales.com.
AJ Thibodeau here with Preservation Tree Service.
Okay, WBAP, Fort Worth, Texas, 810 miles.
Announced the recent merger with Save-A-Tree. For more than 40 years, Save-A-Tree has been providing...
Okay, normally WCCO Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles. But I'm hearing Hispanic music. It's like the main stations are down. Wow, so if you guys know a Hispanic station at 8:30, wow. Again, reminds me of Cuba. That's hilarious. Okay, Keep going.
She said she was not comfortable with that song before the school shooting happened.
Right.
And
here's 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky, 300 miles.
Clearly, I don't know the true answers of what goes on behind the scenes, but I got to think.
Ambient noise, right? I mean, that's why I drive.
So here's KOA 850, Denver, Colorado. This is 890 miles. One of the farthest stations we'll pick up tonight.
Very uncomfortable these days. And I keep that top down all the way through like the second week of January because it really does help with the feed. So I wish the same for you too.
Just hitting a little challenging time here. This is 860 CJBC, Toronto, Ontario.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football on Westwood One. It's time for our Wrangler highlight of the game.
So here's a WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana, 865 miles south. This one's coming in nice and clear.
Good from 40 yards out. And the Pittsburgh Steelers take a 29-27 lead.
Excellent.
We tell that story. And more people are inspired to do good things than their teammates.
Flying good, like showcasing different methods.
So here's 880 WCBS, New York, New York, 750 miles.
The difference maker is getting a difference award in 2 weeks, and people doing good, and you want to know. You want to tell their stories.
Looks like that preset. Maybe check it later if I remember. 890 WLS, Chicago.
Are being threatened by politicians who can't even balance their own checking accounts, let alone our nation's budget. There's a concerted effort to censor conservatives and
Yeah, this radio's a little sweetheart at night, or during the day, excuse me, with this auto tuning. Just tonight is really tough. But we can always take it back out and have some more fun.
That's 888-914-9149.
I want to talk about kind of a sad topic. Well, it's not kind of sad.
Music there is a local station, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, 940 WFAW. Nice. There are a lot of stations here. This can go a little quicker.
The most difficult thing for the kids. And the kids want to be popular in teenagers. In teenagers, they like to beat the new challenge, and they like to prove their capability to
CBW, Winnipeg, Manitoba, 675 miles.
sports like developed because
20. Bears could not hold on. They end up losing the game 29-27.
WMVP Chicago.
A field goal late in the game, 40 yards.
Probably CFRB, Toronto, Ontario.
more in just a moment.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can.
KDKA 1020 Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles.
It could help your offer stand out because when you find
AM transistor radio.
Well, that's because of the powerful signal we have here on WBZ. Thank you, Diane. I have been to Hershey, Pennsylvania a long time ago. But I have great memories of Hershey.
Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles, WBZ. You just said it. That's nice.
For better or worse.
Let's go a little quicker here.
home you really want? Rocket.
Local.
Sixers snap a six-game win streak, losing to the New York Knicks 103-96 at Wells Fargo.
KYW, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
Andre had 14 points and 20.
Yeah, we'll have to do another scan together. Okay, religious music on 1090 is KAAY, Little Rock, Arkansas, 570 miles.
From 100 years ago, think about us. What would they have, when they think about work ethic, what would they think of ours?
So here's WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles.
We all have it too easy. We go to the supermarket, we don't have to kill any.
I love only so many
KMOX, St. Louis, Missouri.
Like now there's so many.
Yeah,
there were only like.
Bloomberg Radio, WBBR, New York, New York.
Stubbornly honest, do it right techs. That's their superpower. Their kryptonite.
WRVA, Richmond, Virginia, 665 miles.
You'll never have to sell. Just practice your craft and present customers.
And Lord, forgive me.
Could I have EPI? Sponsored by AbbVie. My doctor told me my blood pressure is...
This is WHAM, WHAM, Rochester, New York, 545 miles.
So I took control with... That's carshield.com/Dana. A deductible may apply.
Hey, it's Rich. The last thing you want to think about right now is winter.
WPHD, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
Good news. USA Insulation.
I'm going to go a little quicker. Lots of things going on here. It's definitely jumbled up tonight. As you can tell, I'm getting some distant stations. And we're getting stations in between. Their sensitivity is really good. And some of these stations that I've never heard before, like Hispanic music on 830. Maybe I have heard that before. I may have. Here's Dayton, Ohio, WHIO. 280 miles. We're going to go up to the band here. We're going to go up to 1500 because it's pretty... Not much going on in here.
The Army National Guard allows me to keep
This is coming in pretty clear.
those I care about safe from threats.
Usually doesn't.
Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oklahoma Army National Guard. Aired by the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters and this station.
1 in 3 adults in America.
So yeah, Oklahoma, nice. This is KOKC. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 690 miles.
Professional basketball players.
Usually hard to come in.
Lost T-Lane for 46 weeks. I know. Oh, I'm depressed. Yeah, you should be. I mentioned hockey and I get...
WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
All righty then. Okay. Have vaccines. If that's the method we...
KXEL, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles.
Has a rather high casualty rate.
Let's go up to 1610. Music there is CHHA, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles. Okay, the clearest I've heard Toronto tonight. That's traffic advisory radio coming through there on 1620, Lake County.
$4.8 billion for the July and September quarter.
KCJJ, yeah, definitely unsteady atmosphere, which is surprising because it's clear skies. KCNZ, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles, 1,000 watts.
And only one in...
Let's go to the top.
Giants over the Raiders in that upset in the Meadowlands, and the Steelers capping off this win tonight.
KBGG, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. And I think the music is coming from Texas. Turn this to the south. You can just make out some Hispanic music, very quiet. KLF Richardson Texas, which is 790 miles.
Score Steelers 29, Bears 27. You're listening to football on Westwood One.
So that's presets.
Bears.
So this is WCBS. I'm just checking out Zoomer Radio, and then we'll call it. Okay, so that's coming in good. Signal strength pretty weak, but the signal sounds okay. Nice. Okay, we'll call it right there. Okay, so there it is, the PR-D4W on the evening. It was struggling tonight because I think the conditions weren't right. Definitely. This radio does rock in the evening. In the daytime, just absolutely amazing. Auto-tuning, got to get used to that. I noticed I had to point the radio towards the station first, and then tune to that station. Got the best results with the auto-tuning since it didn't change every time I moved the radio. The newer C-Crane flagship radios like the 2E and the CC Radio 3, every time you turn them, they tend to recalibrate. They look for the signal again because they know they've been moved. This radio here just does it the one time when you switch, which I actually like. I like it that it does it one time. And then you can still improve the signal by tweaking the radio without having it auto-tune again and again. When it keeps doing that in the evening and it keeps auto-tuning like the CC radios, 2E and 3, it's kind of a pain at night. I actually like this better, so not bad. All right, there it is. If you enjoyed the video, hopefully give me a big like. You guys are the best. 2, if you like Sangean radios, especially this weather alert one. Subscribe at the bell icon, get notified of future videos. I'm going to do another medium wave band scan, maybe this year, maybe next year, with this radio, just to see if it improves, because I know I can get all those stations that normally come in crystal clear. Again, I think it was just a struggling evening. And 3, of course, comment below what you think about the Sangean PR-D4W. Do you own one? Do you enjoy it? I love the bandwidth controls. You get 6 of them on the AM band. It's fantastic. If you're an FM tuner guy, you got the 4 different bandwidths on the FM. I think that's rather amazing. And of course, weather alert. There's a lot of gentlemen out there that love weather alert on their radios. So definitely something nice to have. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.